Hello students. So far we know that what is motion, we know what is distance, we know what is displacement, we know the difference between distance and displacement, and we have just discussed about how uniform and non-uniform motion differ from each other. But it is not sufficient to describe a motion just to have a basic idea about uniform and non-uniform. Let me try to explain you with an example. For say we have a body A which is covering 30 kilometers in every 1 hour, and there is another body B, which is covering 40 kilometers in every 1 hour. Now, if we go to the previous definition about the uniform motion, you will say both the bodies are in uniform motion, body A as well as body B. Why? Because body A is covering 30 kilometers in 1 hour, body B is covering 40. They do have a different value, of course, but they are covering the same distance in equal interval of time. This body 30 plus 30 plus 30 and so on, another body 40 plus 40 and 40, so on. So both the bodies are having uniform motion. How to differ them? This is the question. And to answer this, we have to understand a new term, that is speed. Speed is something which helps you describing the uniform motions, that how two uniform motions differ from each other. That's what speed is. And we talked about the formula or how to calculate the speed. Speed is actually distance covered per unit time, and mathematically we can calculate it as distance divided by time taken to cover that distance. As you can see, the mathematically speed can be calculated as distance by time. So let's say we have a example where a body is covering 200 kilometers in 10 hours. 200 kilometers was the distance, so I have written at the place of distance. 10 is the time, that's the 10 hours, so we written at the place of time. 200 by 10, which comes out to be your 20. So we have the speed of 20 kilometer per hour. This is what speed is. So speed gives us the idea how fast a body is moving in comparison to another body. Or just it helps us to describe or differentiate between two uniform motions. This is what speed is. But every time speed is not sufficient. For example, let's say you are going to school in the morning. Point A is your home, point B is your school. You are going from home to the school with a speed of, let's say, 30 kilometers per hour. And your friend is coming back from the school with a speed of 40 kilometers per hour. Right? Okay, let's take the same. So just to have the more clear idea, your friend is also running the same speed, 30 kilometers per hour. You are going at 30, is returning at 30. If I ask you what's the speed, your speed, you will say it's a 30 kilometers per hour. If I ask you what's your friend's speed, you will say 30 kilometers per hour. But are they the same? Really? No, they are not same, because you are going towards the school and your friend is coming back from the school, which means this speed term is not sufficient. We got to have something more, and that something more is speed plus direction. And this speed plus direction gives us the velocity. This is how velocity comes into the picture. So velocity is what? Velocity is speed with direction. When we are saying about velocity, we are telling us that what motion we are having and which direction the motion is going on. Okay, so let's have more clear idea about velocity with the help of example. Let's say there is a boy A who started his motion from origin, let it be O. I believe you all are familiar with the four directions, right? So let's have those directions here. That's your north, south, east and west. Let's say the boy started his motion from O towards north, and he reached point A after 20 seconds, and in reaching point A he has covered distance 400 meters. Distance he has covered is 400 meters and time he has taken is 20 seconds. If I ask you what's the speed of the boy, You say, so simply calculate it using the formula. Speed equal to distance upon time. Distance is your 400. Time is your 20. 400 by 20 gives us 20 meter per second. So this 20 meter per second is our speed here. But what is the velocity? Just think. Yeah, velocity is 20 meter per second towards north. So as I place the direction with the speed, I will have the velocity. And mathematically, velocity is what? It is represented by a symbol V. It is displacement upon time. Why displacement? If you remember, displacement was the path in particular direction. And of course, the shortest path too. Correct. So velocity is what? Displacement upon time, and it is expressed in the unit of meter per second. So meter per second is our SI unit, and displacement upon time is our mathematical expression. I hope you have a clear idea about speed and velocity now. Very soon we'll start off with the numericals based on speed and velocity.